Christian charity Heal Africa in eastern Congo offers a full slate of services to women who have been sexually assaulted. Surgery to repair rape-torn tissues, psychological and legal counseling, pastoral care, and a workshop that teaches sewing. "16-year-old Santa Mapense was raped 2 years ago and became pregnant with her son Semeni. Because her days are spent caring for her child, she's had to drop out of school. It is her hope that by learning to sew at Heal Africa, she can support herself and her son until she can finish her education."
Ilikuwa tu ni bagarso ya mkartie njo walinitaka tu munjia, alikuwa magharibi biko anituma njo wakanibaka.
She was just like coming from school, and it was late at night, and it was just a boy from her neighborhood that raped her. That's how she got pregnant. I was back at my home and I was studying. I was a student, but then they raped me and I was pregnant. And when I heard about Heal Africa, and so I came here, and they told me that I could learn how to sew until I could go to school again. She kept saying that she really wants to study, and she's waiting for an opportunity to maybe go back to school. She was 14 when they raped her.
The National Congolese Army harbors some of the worst sexual offenders within its ranks. A recent UN survey estimates these soldiers are responsible for nearly 1/3 of all rapes and sexual violence committed in Congo's far eastern provinces.
In March, the 8th. And the 8th of this month, I will be 1 month here in prison. After committing that rape, I regret it because it was out of my willingness, and I was successively harassed by the girl. That is how I fell in her trap.
Despite strong rape laws and mandatory sentences of up to 20 years, few rapists here are ever punished. Congo's government has turned a blind eye to the backlog of rape cases in its courts. The police force is poorly trained and undermanned, and judges are known to accept bribes to throw out a case or side with the defendant. Even worse, demobilized soldiers and civilian men have begun to force themselves on women and children as the culture of impunity spreads. In eastern Congo, children are turning up in clinics with similar injuries from brutal rapes. Doctors say girls and boys as young as 3 have survived horrific attacks. "They dragged 2 of us into the bush," said a 5-year-old girl, Antoinetta, as she recalled a recent rape in the softest of whispers. "He lay on top of me. It hurt." 80% of the children who attend the daily program at a Heal Africa transit house have been raped, and the remaining 20% of the children are traumatized from witnessing attacks on loved ones. Shelters for orphaned and unwanted children born from rape often hold far more boys than girls. Little boys are commonly thought of as the future generation of fighters who will grow up to turn against those who raised them. The future of Congo remains uncertain. Each new battle between government forces and rebel militias leaves behind the scar of more brutalized women and girls. The rape epidemic continues to jeopardize the chances for recovery from this brutal war.